Welcome to week 4. This week we're going to talk about the importance of medical documentation. So the first thing you're going to work on is your discussion, which is on effective documentation. So take a minute to think, is documentation just a time-consuming paper drill? How can it protect the patient? Can it help the healthcare provider as well and protect them? How can it be used to improve healthcare overall? So those are some of the questions you can ask yourself. And obviously, we know it's not just a paper drill, and there's a lot of research out there that you can find and use in your discussion to show the benefits of effective documentation. So here in the instructions, you'll talk about the overall impact on healthcare outcomes and 2 benefits of documenting with electronic health records versus paper records, and identify at least 2 details of how to document effectively, and 3 reasons why effective documentation is an essential part of the community healthcare worker's role. So there's many more details that you could include. So feel free to have fun with this assignment and cover the basics, but you can go into it as deep as you would like to. So this week, you're also going to have a written paper, pretty much for every week you will. And this week, we're going to talk about documentation and health outcomes. So first, you're going to choose an agency, a health agency, where documentation is important. And if you don't have anything come to mind right away, don't forget you can always go on to government websites like the CDC or Healthy People 2020-2030 and get some ideas on what agency you want to use for that. So then you're going to explain how documentation in different forms that are used for tracking healthcare and outcomes and costs are used to track healthcare outcomes to the population they serve. So down here in the overview of the topic, you're going to answer some of these questions as far as who is impacted and how can documentation impact the overall well-being of the community. How is the information shared with national databases? Are they using electronic records? And what are the pros or cons of using electronic records with this agency? And you may find as you write that some other questions come up that you want answered. So feel free to address those. And again, just pretty much for every week, it's 2 to 3 pages with that being the body of the paper should be 2 to 3 pages. So in addition to that, a 1-page cover page in APA format, a reference page in APA format, and 3 outside resources that you bring in to support your paper. And this week that should be really easy to find outside resources because there is a ton of information on this topic. So that is it for this week. And if you have any questions, as always, please send me an email at msalvador@baypath.edu. And maybe take a look at your upcoming couple weeks of assignments. We're getting down there. We only have a couple weeks left after this. So if you have any questions on the final project or any other concerns or anything, I'm happy to chat on the phone, on Canvas, whatever works for you, Google Hangouts. So just let me know if you have any questions. Have a great week.